Stretch out.
That is right. Oh, it just gets you going, doesn't it, Andy?
It certainly does. I never get tired of hearing that. It's
No.
a stimulating theme song.
It is MGM Grand, so you know what time it is. It is time for the Hometown Movie Guys. We have Craig, Andy, and special guest, Keith. How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing great, doing great. So, talking movies today, as we do every other Friday, and a new movie coming into the theater. Craig, what would that be?
We actually got a couple.
Two.
One new and one kind of new. The Marsh King's Daughter.
Marsh King's Daughter.
Or kind of a crime thriller,
Hmm.
adventure thriller.
Adventure, crime, thriller, suspense.
It's Daisy Ridley
Okay.
from Star Wars. She's in this. It looks like an interesting film.
Ben Mendelsohn.
And
Yes.
Ben Mendelsohn, that's right.
Yeah, so Andy, what say you about this movie?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. The backup people, behind the scenes people are some interesting stuff here. The director's a guy named Neil Berger. And if you remember a few years ago, there was a movie called Divergent that was a huge success and spawned another couple of movies after that. And this guy, Neil Berger, directed that. And the chief writer on this is Mark L. Smith. And does anybody remember a Leonardo DiCaprio movie called The Revenant?
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
I do.
Well,
That movie was...
this guy wrote it.
Really?
And of all of the spectacular movies that Leonardo DiCaprio.
I know, you said DiCaprio, I
I
think, the
did,
first time. Was that a slip, or...?
Just- when you get old, your tongue falls asleep.
That's funny.
Anyway, he has, out of all the great movies he's made, and he's made a bunch of them, he's only gotten one Academy Award, and it was for The Revenant, written by the fella that did the script for The Marsh King's Daughter. But wait, that's not all. He also wrote Overlord, which Keith
crazy movie.
brightens up. Which is a recent zombie movie. And perhaps, and maybe Keith can back me up on this or correct me, Overlord may very well be the best Nazi zombie movie made to date.
I'm gonna agree with them. It's
Wow, there
one of
you
the
go.
top ones.
Yeah.
It's my bread and butter. I like war movies like that, and then on top with zombies. And World War II is one of my favorite things.
So, yeah, Overlord.
So anyway, so we have a good director, we have a good writer, and we've got Daisy Ridley, promising and accelerating in her career, young actress, and Ben Mendelsohn playing the heavy.
The heavy. So this Marsh King's Daughter, in just a brief description, a woman with a secret past. I would imagine that is Daisy Ridley. Will venture into the wilderness she left behind to confront the most dangerous man she's ever met, her father. Her father is the Marsh King.
It's going to be twisty.
Twisty, very twisty.
Very twisty.
Drama
Interesting.
thriller. Yeah, the thriller. So, yeah, that sounds really good. Rated R, showtimes 1, 4, and 7 for this movie.
And the R rating comes from kind of gory, violent things, but there's no naked people.
No nudity.
So
No nudity. Fear the past or face it. That's what it says. Fear the past or face it. I like it.
I prefer fearing it.
Oh,
That's
no,
interesting.
come on. Face it. Face it.
No, it's too scary.
Oh, come on. So the other...
I was going to say, this is a movie that actually was finished up a couple of years ago, and what we had, Dune was slated to come out today. The second Dune movie, but because of the actor strike and everything, they pushed that into 2024, which left this huge kind of gap for November 3rd.
Gotcha. So this one came out of the can.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. So the Marsh King's Daughter starting today.
It kind of reminds me, I haven't seen it yet, I'll see it here in a couple hours, but it kind of reminds me of, a couple of months ago, we had one called, I Know Where the Crawdads
I
Sing.
was just thinking, I can't
Yeah.
remember the title.
Where the crawdads sing, yeah.
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 And so, actually, quite similar, that movie was about a young girl that lived in the swamps
Mm-hmm.
in the Carolinas, I think. And this one was about a girl that lives in the swamps up in the UP.
UP.
Upper Peninsula of
Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah.
Huh.
Oh,
If
Yeah.
you're crawling around in the swamp, you get what you get.
Yeah, but
stay out of
it's her
there.
dad. Just stay out of the swamp. Just stay out of the
He
swamp.
doesn't sound like a
the-
nice person.
the
Leave him alone.
marsh.
Let him
all
live
of
in the
it.
swamp.
No, no.
leave that life behind.
There you go. Yeah. So another one that is starting today, but is coming back, Gran Turismo.
Yeah, yeah.
And back for 1 week only.
1 week only. A solid film. This one got some pretty good reviews on it too. And we had it over the summertime, and I just didn't really get the response we wanted on that one. So I think it's still got some gas left in the tank.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Very good. I like
Got
it. And Andy, you thought this was just a solid movie, not
Yeah, no,
not great, not.
But I thought it was
just-
well done, and it was exactly what you would expect in a race car movie,
Mm-hmm.
except even better because of the other connection, right?
Yeah, so for the movie, they actually had a tournament for a game on the PlayStation called Gran Turismo,
Mm-hmm.
and so they had I can't remember if it was like 30 or 40 people
A
showed
bunch
up.
of them.
Yeah, and the top player out of them all would actually get to race an actual car and all that. And people, they were sketchy with it at first.
Yes.
And so people were like, eh. And then one dude clicked with somebody and they're like, all right, we're going to put you in an actual seat in a race car.
Yes.
And how they depict it in the movie, they put him in a Nissan GTR, a newer one. And it looks like it's the Nürburgring, which is one of the scariest tracks that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Because there have been a lot of people who've died there. Because it's in Germany. And you got all the speed you need, all the stuff. And it's pretty interesting. You throw a kid on a sim and you throw him in an actual race car that has 600 to 1,000 horsepower. And you're just letting them go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things, what we've got is these video games are getting so sophisticated and complex that professional drivers actually use them, to kind of hone their skills on them.
Wow.
Yeah, I watch a lot of that because I follow a community called Formula Drift. It's a whole series that they do, and a lot of drivers will actually get their sim rigs. They're a custom rig that they make or get made, and it's just a steering wheel and all that connected to a PC, and it helps them train.
Wow.
Yeah.
So.
There's a great line in the movie where this guy is young, he's still a teenager when they get a hold of him. And by the way, the guy is still racing today, 20 years later.
Wow.
But they warn him, that he's in the real race car. He said, warn him about the track, as Keith said. And he says, I wouldn't worry too much about that. I've driven this track over 1,000 times.
Oh, wow.
So, a whole different ball game on this.
Mm-hmm.
And-
And that's the cool thing, like the level when it comes to video games, when they actually do like the tracks, they actually will go out there and like study them. And so they'll have all all the turns that they have, all the depths of it.
Contours.
Yeah.
All this GPS tracking and everything they're doing now is pretty amazing.
You can even find your own phone.
You can find it.
Yeah.
I lost my phone yesterday, and I did that. Where's my phone thing?
Yeah.
Of course, it was in my living room, but it didn't just point to my house. It actually pointed to the corner of the room where it was. It was within like 10 feet of where the phone actually was.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, this stuff with these video games, and they can get pretty accurate on like on a racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
handy app. Where's my phone,
Where's
dude?
my phone?
So here's what we do, Keith. We try and guess audience score on this film right here. We'll go around the table. We won't start with you because you're, the new guy. You're the special guest.
That's fine.
So Andy, the seasoned veteran, what would you say the audience score for Gran Turismo?
Audience score
Audience
for
score.
Gran Turismo, I will say
Yes.
81.
81. This is Rotten Tomatoes now. Audience score. Correct to you.
84.
84. And Keith.
I'm gonna say 89.
89. Wow, look at the rookie. Special guest, 98.
Woo!
98 audience score.
Wow.
So that's over 1,000 reviews and 98 from the audience.
Wow.
So people really enjoyed this film. The ones that saw it,
Sure.
again, not a huge, turnout for the film, but
Okay.
the ones that saw it really enjoyed it.
Yep. And I thought it was fun, and as a general rule, I think that we are better off listening to the audience rather than listening to the reviewers, because what do they know?
Yeah.
I've had to do that on a couple films. Like Blue Beetle, everybody was saying it was not gonna do well, and I watched it, I loved it. Oh, it's my favorite DC character, so I kinda had to.
There, you had to. A little prejudice there.
Yeah.
I think. Just a little bias. But Gran Turismo rated PG-13, showtimes 12:30, 3:30, and 6:30. Now a movie that came out, I think, last Friday, Killers of the Flower Moon. Andy, what did you think?
This is a spectacular Martin Scorsese epic.
Mhm.
It shows that even at 80 years old, Scorsese is really one of the top directors in business, and he has been for a long
He's
time.
clearly, top 10 all time is not
Absolutely.
stretching it at all.
Mhm.
You can even push him into the top 5, I think.
And this movie, every bit of craft
Mhm.
that he has learned in 50 years of filmmaking is in this movie. It's really something.
It's something, so 3.5 hour movie.
No,
Yeah.
3.5 hours, and did you feel like you were in there that long?
Oh, no, it was
No?
riveted. I was riveted the whole time.
Wow.
Just, whoa, big-eyed, watching what was gonna happen next.
Mhm.
And Leonardo is, boy, oh boy, if he doesn't get another Academy Award out of this one, I don't know what's wrong with the Academy.
And there's a no intermission, and actually they just had some write-ups here where a couple theaters in the country, I guess, snuck in an intermission, and it was not approved of. Or if the theater goes in and puts that intermission, you're gonna breach a contract. They release that film as they want it to be seen, and
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it. Well, and as Andy said, if you're riveted for the entire time and keeps your attention, you're not, sitting there like, oh my gosh, is it over? When's it gonna end? Yeah.
I've fallen asleep in war movies,
Yeah, I've done that a couple.
Yeah.
But this is 3.5 hours, and you're right there the whole time.
it's a heavy film.
Yeah.
It's not a,
It's not pleasant.
no, it's not inspirational.
No, and it is rated R, just 2 showtimes, 12 and 6 o'clock.
And Leo generally in the past has played, a pretty substantial person. The character that he plays is a substantial person, and this character is insubstantial. He's weak, he's not bright, and he's easily manipulated. And Leonardo brings all of that to the screen so that you believe it. You believe that he's weak and not bright. And for somebody who actually is bright, like Leo is, that's a tough thing to do. And they even gave him some kind of an appliance for his teeth, so it looks like he has bad teeth too.
Wow.
So it's kind of an all-around loser.
Oh, no, yeah. So,
He's pretty incredible. He's
Yeah.
definitely, at this time, one of the top, if not the top actor in Hollywood.
he's definitely, up there. Think of all the different roles that he's, played.
Wall
on it.
Street.
Yeah,
He
Wolf
can
of
do
Wall Street.
anything, yeah.
Aviator, Gilbert Grape. When plays the
That was his-
autistic
I think that was his first one, wasn't it? His
child,
first-
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, and just so
He
many.
even did a version of Romeo and Juliet
Yeah.
set in
90s.
Brighton Beach or someplace.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
sort of a current
Yeah,
time.
current
Yeah,
time.
oh, The Great Gatsby too.
Oh.
Gatsby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And he and Scorsese have collaborated a lot, and also Scorsese and Robert De Niro, who
Mhm.
plays the kind of the evil mastermind.
Mm.
Oh, The Departed.
Yeah.
So
The
Scorsese and
Mhm.
Leonardo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Killers of the Flower Moon.
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended.
It's really an important movie.
Mhm.
everybody I've talked to about at the theater, they said they loved it. They would come watch it again and that.
Yeah. So
Gang-
that.
Gangs of New York. So,
Oh, yeah, another Leo.
We need to do that for,
Mm.
we need to do that for a classic.
Mm.
We got tomorrow.
Oh,
Classic movie. Yeah,
Classic
10
movies.
10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
What are you showing?
West Side Story.
West Side Story.
The
There you
original,
go.
yeah, the original West Side Story. Just
West
$5.
Side Story. There we go. 10 o'clock. That is great. Another movie playing After Death. After Death. Rated PG-13. So did this start last Friday?
Last Friday, yeah.
Okay.
It's done pretty good. Yeah, this is kind of more of a documentary, I guess, than
Okay.
just a straight film. But yeah, it's like exploring what happens when we die.
Mm-hmm. And it's rated PG-13, 12:45, 3:45, and 6:45. And did you see this one?
Yeah, I sure did. Very meaningful
Mhm.
movie that they have thousands of instances now where what they're calling was it near-death experience.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of things that are similar
Mhm.
in people in completely different countries,
Mhm.
people of different ages, different backgrounds, different cultures, but they all seem to have some similar things that happen. And one of them, which surprised me, was so many of the victims were not excited about coming back to Earth
Mm.
because it was they felt that they were enveloped in love
Mhm.
in the afterlife experience, which is pretty encouraging.
Yes. Wait, I'm like, they don't feel that here? Come on, you feel that at the theater, right, Keith?
Sometimes.
Enveloped in
All the time,
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Your boss is right there.
Oh, no.
No. Yeah,
So
that's
anyway,
interesting.
I
Yeah.
recommend it. I thought it was really well done. And the setup, what they do is they interview an actual person who has been through this experience,
Mhm.
and then they show actors depicting that scene.
Mm,
So
okay.
that, you can really kind of get the feeling for what happened to these
Mhm.
people. And some of them, the guy was in just a horrifying car wreck.
Mm.
There was another gal who's a physician who was dead for half an hour.
Mm.
Whoa.
Wow.
So really, really something on
Mhm.
her part. And then they have experts. There's one fella, another physician, who has been accumulating the stories of these people since the 50s, I think, 50s or 60s. So
Wow.
he has a huge body of scientific evidence, and that's worked into the movie too. So I think people ought to go see it.
Well, Afterlife. And let me see again, look to see how long is the movie?
Hour and 45.
It's what now?
I think an hour and 45 minutes.
Hour 45.
Hour 45, 2 hours. Yes, it's a normal length movie.
Yeah, I was just wanting to, so people know Ricky Gervais, one of the producers,
I didn't know that.
and Duncan Hayes.
Huh.
Yeah, so,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, this is Angel Studios too, putting this one out. These are the same guys that did Sound of Freedom. Those doing The Chosen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he is one of the actors in it as well, isn't he? It shows,
Ricky?
yeah. I wonder if this is, you know what? Afterlife, yeah. But I wonder if this is something different. This is maybe.
There are a few after.
There are a
Yes,
few.
After like 2023. Should get
There we go. Afterlife 2023. That's, yeah, that kind of threw me. I'm like, oh.
It seems like a weird mix. But
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there we go. Huh.
But this one should be here for a couple more weeks and too. I will tell you what, if there's any of these movies that are playing that you really want to see, you need to get out there and do that. We've got 2 new films next week. The Marvels, of course, well, Marvel Comics, back in the superhero stuff, and Journey to Bethlehem. It's kind of a musical, about Mary and Joseph.
Oh.
So yeah, kind of got that going for the holidays, and then the week after is going into Thanksgiving.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, Hunger Games, Trolls, and Wish, and Thanksgiving. So yeah, a lot of
Wow,
new stuff
all
coming
at
up
the
here.
same
Yeah,
time.
a lot of new
Yeah.
stuff coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So basically everything that's playing right now will be gone by the 23rd.
There we go. Yeah, Jason Palmer, Jens Jacobs are the producers, directors, Stephen Gray, Chris Radke. So yeah, not Ricky Gervais, different one. But yeah, and audience score 87% on that. So the audience liking After Death. Again, rated PG-13. Then there's Five Nights at Freddy's, rated PG-13
I
as
have
well.
seen this one.
Oh yes, what do you say, Keith? What do you,
I loved it.
You loved it? Yeah.
They did a killer job on it.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Killer job. Oh boy.
Because I will say that is another video game based movie, but it is actually a trilogy of books that they're basing it off of that I've noticed. Because I haven't played a lot of it, but I have a bunch of friends that I know who are into all that, and so they've explained a lot to me.
Yeah.
It's got to be the surprise hit for the fall
Yeah.
here.
So what do you?
$80 million, I think it seems to
80
be.
million.
Yeah.
So what do you say?
150.
150.
Worldwide, or is it maybe
Yeah,
worldwide?
yeah, I always count the worldwide.
Yeah, 80 here in the States.
Wow.
So the Taylor Swift movie's gone now.
Yeah.
Just did terrible up here.
Yeah.
And if you would have told me that, Five Nights at Freddy's was gonna just crush the Taylor Swift movie,
Yeah, you're like, no way.
That's exactly
But
what
it is.
happened. Yeah, great turnouts for this one.
So
And a
what would-
PG-13.
PG-13 and audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. You won the last one, so we're starting with you, Keith. What are you gonna guess?
I'm gonna say probably 95.
95? How about you?
5.5.
95 and a half?
Price is writing me now?
Wow. he
I'll go lower, 91.
91.
81.
81. Craig, there you go. 88. Audience score 88. What do you think the critics say? Keith, the tomato meter for the critics. What do you say?
I have no clue on that one.
Throw a number out there, my
The
man.
critics, I was gonna
Yeah.
probably say like a 58.
58.
I'm going 37.
37.
Oh.
Oh.
73.
You're laughing, but it's 29.
Oh, no!
Craig got both of them.
Wow.
So there you can see the disparity between
Well,
audience.
Andy had a good point about that earlier.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't go off of what they say.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
We say that quite often on this show, don't we?
The cast, you got, Matthew Lillard, who has played a number of good characters, like for Stu in the original Scream. He played a killer.
Josh Hutcherson.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, from the Hunger Games.
Hunger
Yep.
Games, yeah.
So,
Oh, Hunger Games too, yeah.
Yeah.
Hunger Games coming up in a couple weeks, yeah.
And
prequel on
Elizabeth
that.
Lael, Kat Connor Sterling. So, yeah. Now, did you see this one, Five Nights at Freddy's?
no, I wasn't able to see that because we had I was gonna see it today, but there's
Yeah.
a new movie coming out today, so I wasn't able to see Five Nights at Freddy's where animatronic people at a Chuck E. Cheese dismember and slaughter innocents. I wasn't able to see that. Because I have to go see the new movie, it's kind of my job,
Yeah.
If there were zombies in there.
Well, okay.
That would have drawn him in real quick.
Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's. So again, yeah,
Yeah,
audience.
the
really
story
taking
on
it.
it's really weird.
Yeah.
How it all started.
Huh.
It's about a dude he came from UK to America, and him and a friend of his started a whole new pizzeria. And they had an incident in '87 where if I remember right, his youngest son he got pranked on him, and they put him actually in the original Freddy outfit, and the animatronics failed and killed his son.
Oh,
And it was his older brother who did the prank on him. And so after that, he kind of lost it, and the cycle went down, and he started just luring kids and murdering them. And their spirits would possess the animatronics that they have, and so it's actually the kids that were killed.
Oh. So it makes sense.
Yeah, and then after that, it got closed.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. No, it makes sense. Oh, it's all, yeah, so clear now. Oh my goodness, yeah. Wow, that does sound like a pretty strange one.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah.
And people have been eating it up. They just
Yeah.
can't get enough of this stuff.
Unbelievable.
Well, and then the final movie that's still showing at the theaters, The Exorcist Believer. So
It's still hanging in there.
still hanging in there.
Another Blumhouse production.
Mm-hmm. Rated R and 3 showtimes, 1, 4, and 7.
You know, those kind of little information for people too. If you're seeing a movie hanging in there, usually we bring in new films, the lowest grossing films leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the studios track those numbers too, so it's something we kind of have to do. So if you're seeing a movie like this, you know, it's been here four weeks now.
Yeah, yeah.
It came out a while ago, so it's not doing great numbers, but it's still
Still
still people
People are
coming in.
going to see it.
Yes, yes.
So you mentioned Journey to Bethlehem coming
Yes.
to the theaters November 10th. Also The Marvels.
The Marvels, yeah.
The Marvels coming
Which is
out November
getting
10th.
great reviews at this point. You know, it's still early, but it's supposed to be pretty impressive.
And then after that, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and
The
Snakes.
prequels.
Prequel. That should be good. That should be good. Did you
Six.
like Hunger Games?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
These are terribly popular books. These are kind of
Right.
Twilight even.
Yeah, I didn't read any of the books, but the movies I thought were really something.
I read the books and I watched the movies, but that was a long time ago. I read the books. It's when I was in high school.
And then another horror movie coming back, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
There will be no
No
leftovers.
leftovers.
There will be no leftovers.
Some crazy pilgrim ghost.
Yeah.
I don't know what he is, but he's
Yeah, after a Black Friday ride ends in tragedy, a mysterious Thanksgiving-inspired killer terrorizes Plymouth, Massachusetts, the birthplace of the infamous holiday.
running around
Wow, running around.
with a pilgrim outfit and an axe.
It's a horror
my-
movie I can get along with.
You know, it's a, you got to throw that stuff in there. You know, for the holidays,
Mhm.
so people kind of want to break away from that, that stuff. And
Last year we had a Santa Claus with an
Violent
axe.
Night.
Oh, Violent
Violent
Night.
Night.
Violent Night,
Night,
yep.
yeah. And then also another movie coming out November 17th, Trolls.
Trolls.
For
Oh,
the
yeah.
We've
kids.
got Trolls and Wish. So we'll have 2 animated kids films for the holiday.
Oh, Trolls.
And Trolls is musical.
Yeah, they
So we have-
band together.
We have lots of musicals.
Yeah.
The other
coming up.
big
Starting
one,
tomorrow.
Napoleon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, when's that,
Napoleon.
when's that coming?
I think that's the 23rd.
I
So
can't
it's
wait
right
for
there.
that.
It'll be here for the Thanksgiving. That's Ridley Scott, Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Napoleon the General. Been
Phoenix.
showing a lot of
Yep.
Ridley Scott gets into this stuff. He did Gladiator and some of these
Yeah.
battle scenes.
Oh.
Just the trailers look incredible, and kind of gets into his military strategy a little bit. Yeah, in the trailer he lures one of the enemy's armies out onto an ice sheet. It's in the
Yeah.
middle of winter, so it's frozen over, and there's snow, and then he brings in his cannons and starts firing cannons in that ice, and it collapses around their army.
That'll be fun.
Wow.
Should be another. Not sure on the runtime on that. It's got the feel of an epic,
Mm-hmm.
but that's going to be.
That one I feel like it's a couple, like 2 to 3 hours, I feel. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably going to be closer to 3 hours.
Yeah. So, wow, that's, and Joaquin Phoenix.
Yep.
Man, such a good actor. Yeah, well, that should be really good. So, yeah. So.
I'm wondering how they're going to depict Napoleon's personality. You know, the French certainly celebrate Napoleon, but I look at him as one of the great monsters in history. I don't know how many millions of people that he was responsible for killing in one way or another, but I don't think that's nice.
He's up
I don't think
there.
that's nice.
He's up there, you know, with Alexander the Great and,
Alex-
Oh, yeah.
maybe, Genghis Khan
Alexander the
for,
Slaughterer.
yeah, for these guys they went for it, you know, they were
Yeah.
take over, you know, Europe and Asia, the whole
Over-
thing, all of it.
Overachievers.
Yeah. There you go.
Overachievers. Well, there you go. So, some good movies. Get out there to the theater. Check them out. Thank you guys. Thank you, Keith, for coming on today.
Thank you guys for letting
And
me be here.
hope you guys have a great weekend. Remember, the 16th Rim Country Quilt Show starts today and goes tomorrow as well at the Matazel Hotel and Casino. So speaking of the Matazel Hotel and Casino, one of our sponsors, so here's a message from them. You guys have a great weekend.
Let's go down there.
See you later, guys.